How's everybody's weekend going? We're about to talk about Brock Purdy because he again is the man of the hour. He's hosting the football camp today in Ames, Iowa. I know that some of you have probably already seen the video from earlier today. Seems like a Beatles concert. Boy, they came out in droves for Brock Purdy's football camp, but I really want to get to his performance. And, so often we talk about how historically good he's been because it's true. Top 5 seasons ever last season in terms of adjusted net yards per attempt, which takes everything into account: interceptions, touchdown passes, obviously the explosiveness of the throws. But, we also have to talk about where there still may be meat on the bone. Where was Brock Purdy not as statistically great last season? Because that actually can inform us as to how he can improve in 2024. Where's there some slack to pick up? So, as you can see here, 9 yards per attempt, adjusted net yards per attempt. Sorry, adjusted net yards per attempt is going to include those interceptions, touchdowns. It's going to include everything statistically under the hood to give us a good idea of who he is as a quarterback. And that, out of quarterbacks who played a full season, that is the third or fourth best mark of all time. Slightly below, and I'm talking, this is like 9.01 or 9.02. Matt Ryan, 2016, was 9.03 or 9.04. And then the other two who played a full season ahead of Brock Purdy are 2004 Peyton Manning and 2011 Aaron Rodgers. So certainly really elite company. The DVOA, also one of the best marks ever, 42.5% above league average in defense adjusted value over average. And the success rate, 56% for Brock Purdy. That is the percentage of plays that generate a positive EPA, expected points added. That's also sensationally good. As I write here, these are all borderline historic numbers, but here's what's truly wild. Purdy did this with an interception rate of 2.5%. That was actually near the bottom of the league. It actually wasn't very good. Only 7 qualifying quarterbacks were worse. So my question is, what if Brock Purdy improves the interception rate from 2.5% to, 2%, 1.9%, 1.7% is where he was if you didn't include the Baltimore game. I am including the Baltimore game because it all counts. His turnover-worthy play rate and his interception rate correlated fairly well, too. So there's no indication that he's going to regress as far as interceptions go. I would say, since he's still in his young 20s, since he only has a season and a half of starting under his belt, it could be something like Peyton Manning, who had a 4.4% interception rate his rookie season and then was able to cut it down as his career went along. I think that we can expect Purdy, with more time, his first off season happening right now, we can expect him to get better with the interception rate over time. And I think that is something that can help his efficiency, which has already been historically good, improve to another stratosphere. This is comparing Purdy with the 49ers quarterbacks of the past 2 seasons. And the reason I have the past 2 seasons is, well, in 2022, we have side-by-side comparisons to Purdy, to Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance for Brock Purdy. Blue is good, so the darker blue is the darker the blue, the better. The darker the red, the worse, below league average. So you've got adjusted net yards per attempt, DVOA, success rate. And then this right here, this column, this is significant. It's turnover EPA per game. So how many points you lose per game because of giveaways at that quarterback position. So it's one of those, not all interceptions or fumbles are created equal. The ones that are deeper in your own territory or the ones that prevent you from scoring are probably going to hurt you statistically more. And then CPOE, that's completion percentage over expectation. Trey Lance obviously struggled big time for the 49ers in 2022. It was a short sample before he got hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo came in, and Garoppolo put up good numbers. And the numbers that Purdy put up were very, very similar to Jimmy Garoppolo's. I would say a little bit worse than Jimmy's. The DVOA wasn't quite as good, but the adjusted net yards per attempt were the same. And that was a compliment. When Purdy was able to sustain what Jimmy Garoppolo had been doing in 2022, it was sensational for the last pick in the draft as a rookie to be able to do that. And it's what put the 49ers in position to win that Super Bowl in 2022 had Purdy not gotten hurt. Once Purdy got hurt, on top of the Garoppolo injury, the 49ers had nowhere to go. The 2023 performance for Brock Purdy is what sent him into an absolutely new stratosphere. The adjusted net yards per attempt up from 6.7 to 9.0. The DVOA up from 21.6% to 42.5%. So he leapfrogged what Garoppolo was doing in 2022. The success rate up from 50% to 56%. The completion percentage over expectation, he's well above average now. He's shaded in dark blue at 5.4%. But one thing got worse, and that was the points, expected points lost per game coming off of turnovers. So Jimmy Garoppolo fell down in Brock Purdy fell down into the territory where Jimmy Garoppolo was in some of his worst years with the 49ers. When Garoppolo was throwing some more picks, that was probably 2020, 2018, and the short samples for Garoppolo. So Purdy fell down to negative 4.0 EPA, points lost per game due to turnovers. Despite that, he was still at all these other awesome clips, and these are all connected to turnovers. So the fact that he threw those 11 picks and some of them came at inopportune times, that's reflected in the overall efficiency, which was still historically good. So that's why when I look at that, I say, if Brock Purdy can cut this down to back where he was before, maybe only losing a point or two per game instead of 4 points of expected value per game in the turnover column, the other efficiency numbers can rise. I mean, they've already skyrocketed. They can hit absolutely new levels. That's where the improvement can come for Brock Purdy, and that's what we're going to pay attention to here in 2024. Let's take another peek at the camp. This is from Brock's own Instagram. Documentation of how it went down today in Ames.
You guys ready? Let's do it.
All right, good stuff there from Iowa State. And as you know, I'm in San Francisco really briefly, made our quick June swing through the city, so we might as well put this up. This is the Buster Posey sandwich from Reyes in the Mission. All of you guys always want the sandwich of the day. Well, the Buster Posey, number 28, the pastrami, awesome. Look at the locally themed menu. You see the Buster Posey there in the middle. They got the Freak. Hey, the Marilyn Monroe, that's locally themed as well. She was married to Joe DiMaggio for a while. The earlier Brock Purdy video, I did it in front of this mural. That's over at 15th and Church Streets over near DuBose Triangle. A really cool mural near there too. Looking at all the old Market Street Railway. Look at all the trams, the streetcars on Market Street back in the day. And San Francisco is trying to bring some of that back. Now they have, this is a couple decades now, maybe even more, where they have all the historic streetcars. But the ones that actually run down Market Street, the ones that you see in this mural, you're actually going to see in real life here. They took one of the old ones, remodeled it, and they run up and down Market Street and the Embarcadero now. So that was cool. I was on my bike ride this morning. It was a nice, pleasant 66 degrees. A lot of you probably sweltering elsewhere in the country right now. San Francisco has been my air conditioner over the past couple days. Then there's Taqueria Cancun in the Mission. And of course, this is my burrito spot. We went out and we got super burritos yesterday. I got the chicken super burrito with you can get the chicken, you could get basically any type of meat at Taqueria Cancun. Al Pastor is also really good, but I really enjoyed it. I think they specialize in chicken. So then I went to Kezar Pub. And Kezar Pub, this is the Edmonton Oilers bar. So we watched Game 6, and they were going nuts. That's the old Kezar Stadium. This is where 49ers fans used to pregame for games at Kezar. But listen to these Edmonton Oilers fans. I did not know that Edmonton fans had a bar in San Francisco, but I feel that every team has a bar in San Francisco. You saw Wyatt Tittle on the wall, Leo Nomalini on the wall. Kezar, so much history there. You could go check out the old stadium while you're by there. surprisingly really fresh, good guacamole there, right? By all this memorabilia, Montana, Young, Jerry Rice. And of course, this is awesome candlestick. I could respect any place that has candlestick and baseball format on its wall. And they did with that legendary parking lot and the view of San Francisco behind it. Also yesterday, I stopped by Little Saigon in San Francisco, see with the sculptures there. And this is one of the best sandwiches, probably the best bang for your buck in the city. Saigon sandwich, the banh mi. It used to only be like $2.50. Inflation has hit it too, but the roast pork is where it's at. It's now unfortunately $5.50. But given the fact that other sandwiches in the city are $20, I'll take it. Saigon sandwich over on Larkin and Eddie. That's the roast pork for $5.50. So that's been the San Francisco swing. Hopefully you get a couple ideas. I'll post a few more food videos here over the dead period, but we had to get through some of the Brock Purdy talk today. And I think I'm going to go for a swim before I fly back out. Go enjoy the weather outside, since it is so beautiful here compared to literally everywhere else in the country. So we'll talk to everybody soon. Hopefully you like the new studio setup. That is the 94 team and monumental. Those are the players that won 4 Super Bowls with the 49ers. That poster was made at a time before they had won Super Bowl number 5. Let me know what you think of the background. Type it into the comment section. And I'll be sure to try to respond to you. I'll actually read the comments this time because I'm curious to know what you guys think of the new artwork that we have here, getting ready for the season in the San Francisco studio. All right, everybody take care. I'm off into the water. Swim with the sharks. We'll see you very, very soon.